Welcome to Dare Education Awareness, where you can find the latest news on all Dare County schools, the Coastal Studies Institute, and the College of the Albemarle. We keep you informed, entertained, and up to date on education in Dare County.
Dare County is known for its boat building worldwide.
We've been talking about boat building for a very long time. We're in Manteo and we have launchies. We have a lot of boat builders. We have a lot of boat building families that go to our school, and we are waiting for the right person to come along to teach it. So Greg came along and we're so excited that he's with us and he wants to take on this project. So it's a big project.
All right, kids, come on, man. We're gonna plane.
What I teach here is carpentry, and a lot of it is that, how to use clamps, how to properly use a drill. It's all about the tools and how to glue things up, and really skills that translate into simple home ownership, even if they're not in the trades. We've been blessed with some great help with this program. Both Crosswade and Bayless have been a huge help, and they've been here several times, to look over things, help us keep going in the right direction. And today they actually caught that our frame had moved. It was no longer square, it wasn't in place. So it never occurred to me that that might move, and they caught that, and so we're anchoring it to the floor.
Obviously we're passionate about boat building if we're doing it as a career. Dare County has a long heritage with boat building. It's pretty well known for it, so we feel it's pretty important to pass that on to the next generation and keep that heritage going.
It's a 21-foot center console, Harker's Island style.
So boat building has always been an important part of Roanoke Island and Manteo. Kind of got in the heyday, it began in the 1870s with a boat like the Shad boat here, and was developed by George Washington Creek. What the high school is doing is kind of cool and keeping that tradition alive. We've gone from taking a tree out of the woods, carving it, putting it together, to going to coal molding, carbon fiber. Boat building is an important business, and not only boat building, but the extra businesses around the island that keep boat building going, like the welding shops, the engine shops, the suppliers, and that type of thing.
We started out going to Bayless, where they showed us their CNC machines and how to cut those pieces out that formed this frame. First, we built this base. We had to make sure that that was square and perfectly level, which we did. Then we built up this frame, dry fitting everything together, no glue, just to make sure that it was right. Then we took it back apart and put it together again, only this time with epoxies to hold it in place.
The skill set that is needed to build a boat, it's carpentry, it's painting, ultimately it's electrical, it's very detail oriented. You're working with curves and stuff like that they're not used to working with, if you're building houses or sheds or, those kind of things that you might typically see in a shop project. So, new techniques and things that they haven't seen before. But again, that's where, we're willing to step in and make sure that the boat is progressing the way it needs to, the students are learning what they need to, and ultimately we have a successful project on the back end.
Academically, this is great for the kids because they use all sorts of things. They use their interpersonal skills, they use communication, teamwork with each other, working with different people in the industry. It's also, they're integrating math, science, everything comes together. So it's really, really cool to see them bringing their academic work into actual practice. So this is applying their academic work.
My hope is that this project does lead to more like it in the future.
I'm looking forward to it floating. That's what we all look forward to when we build a boat. It's cool to design the process, but when you finally get to start that motor and go running down the sound and feel the wind in your hair and, I built this. There's no better feeling in the world than that. It's pretty cool.
The reason we do this, the reason we seek to express ourselves in poetry or visual art or music or singing, the reason we do it is to connect with other people. I'm Sandra Kruger. I am the Miles Clark Endowed Chair for Music at the College of the Albemarle, and I am a two-time recipient of the North Carolina Arts Council Artist Support Grant, which funded this program. So this project began from a Facebook ad that I had seen, which was for this little guy here. It allows us to tap into the electrical activity of a plant and translate the energy impulse throughout the leaf or stem into music. So basically, what we're seeing here with this peace lily, I've got the 2 alligator clips attached to one of the bigger leaves here, and it's registering the activity of the leaf right here in this software. And then just by clicking this button, and the thing that struck me is that even though we're servicing 7 counties on 4 campuses, we're one community college. And this project was a wonderful way to bring in all 4 of those campuses in a tangible way. These plants were grown by our agribusiness department. And then when I selected them, I took them to my music appreciation class, and my students sampled each individual plant and selected a sound profile that sounded like that plant. And from there, we went to the 2-dimensional art for paintings and collages as a visual response that was spurred on by the plant, its data, and its music. And then to the pottery shed, where I asked students to create a ceramic home for these individual plants. And finally to the English department, where I asked those students to create poetic and prosaic responses to the plant, its music, its data, its ceramic home, its visual art. Each piece is linked to each other. Even though these pieces were done in isolation, there's striking collaboration and there's striking similarity in between what students rendered. So in this art gallery display, the plants themselves are no longer here, by and large. They have been replaced by a braided jute and hemp rope that is now symbolizing the roots spreading outward into the artwork. So just as the plant is drawing up nourishment through that root system, it is now exploding outward into this collaborative art form. The purpose of art is about connection. And this has the wonderful element that this is asking us to connect with nature as a collaborative element as well. We live in an area that has such stunning natural beauty. If we stop and think about the natural music that is around us, and if we could take the moment to attach a plant and swipe through and hear what this plant is saying, how would that impact your day? How would that impact your interaction? If we live our lives moving forward, seeking connection, it is a more beautiful and more edifying experience for everyone.
So we're here at our Maritime Career Expo in partnership with Dare County Schools and the Outer Banks Chamber of Commerce to allow students to interact with our scientists and engineers, as well as learn from other community members and other businesses surrounding the maritime industries here in the Outer Banks of North Carolina.
The Chamber of Commerce has worked with Dare County Schools and has created this Maritime Career Fair for our 6th through 12th grade students and all of our Dare County schools to come visit. And it's such a pivotal age for students to be able to see various industries that exist and then to be able to talk to, because at this time in their age, they're starting to explore and begin to plan for what their post-secondary futures will be.
So one of the biggest issues for our business community is certainly workforce, and having a skilled workforce in the fields that they're looking for. So that's what part of this is about, is helping to educate them on what is available here. They can come home to the Outer Banks. They don't have to leave the Outer Banks forever, or they can stay here and get educated as well and give back to the community and be part of the community that they live in. So that's important for us, important for our businesses, and important for our local economy.
So we have all different types of businesses and organizations represented here, everything from the Coast Guard to boat building to the ferry division, folks from the environmental education community, both the aquarium and Jeanette's Pier, folks from Fish and Wildlife, National Wildlife Refuge. We have scientific diving organizations, ECU Maritime Studies. They can learn all about the different careers in both science and engineering. It's a great opportunity for kids to learn more about the careers that are available for their future in maritime industries and science here at the coast.
At CSI, they actually have a scavenger hunt that they're using to go around and visit with each of our vendors that are here to learn a little bit more about who they are and their offerings that they have. Hopefully they'll take back some good knowledge.
These events are very important because, you know, we have to learn about all our different career options. And just the fact that we are so close to the ocean makes it very important to get a lot of people into marine careers.
There's a lot of really incredible jobs that are specific to the Outer Banks, and it's a really amazing thing to attend if you're interested in doing any of these. For instance, I got to speak with Sarah Hallis from the NC Coastal Federation, who spoke about our estuaries and how important they are to our wildlife and our local species that we house in the Outer Banks. And that was really inspiring, and I really enjoyed it.
Dare County Schools and ECU's Coastal Studies Institute works really closely together in activities for students to gain exposure. We do the Renewable Energy Challenge and various other opportunities inviting students into the campus, seeing post-secondary options that are right here in the Outer Banks for students to begin exploring all about their coastal background.